Good Friday, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Conversations Daily News. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. Well, we made it to the end of another week, and we're about to say goodbye to the month of May, folks. We, of course, have your news headlines coming up on this Friday. We have the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and in today's entertainment spotlight have the one and only actor Michael Jai White. You don't want to miss this. Enjoy today's broadcast. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Friday headlines. In national news, Biden budget to run $1.8 trillion deficit to finance spending plans. President Joe Biden's $6 trillion budget proposal for next year would run a $1.8 trillion federal government deficit despite a raft of new tax increases on corporations and high-income people designed to pay for his ambitious spending plans. Biden had already announced his major budget initiatives, but during a rollout Friday, he'll wrap them into a single proposal to incorporate them into the government's existing budget framework, including Social Security and Medicare, that provides a fuller view of the administration's fiscal posture. Capitol Hill aides confirmed key elements of the Biden plan, which was first reported by the New York Times on Thursday. They spoke on condition of anonymity because the document is not yet public. The whopping deficit projections are being driven by Biden's costly plans for infrastructure and social spending, along with major new investments in domestic cabinet agencies. The budget incorporates the administration's 8-year, $2.3 trillion infrastructure proposal and its $1.8 trillion American Families Plan, and adds details on his $1.5 trillion request for annual operating appropriations for the Pentagon and domestic agencies. The Biden budget is sure to give Republicans fresh ammunition, further criticism of the new Democratic administration as bent on a tax and spend agenda with resulting deficits that would damage the economy and impose a crushing debt burden on younger Americans. Huge deficits have yet to drive up interest rates, as many fiscal halts have feared. However, an anti-deficit sentiment among Democrats has almost vanished. Now is the time to build upon the foundation that we've laid to make bold investments in our families and our communities and our nation, Biden said Thursday in an appearance in Cleveland to tout his economic plans. We know from history that these kinds of investments raise both the floor and the ceiling over the economy for everybody. The unusual timing of the budget rollout, coming the Friday before Memorial Day weekend, indicates that the White House isn't eager to trumpet the bad deficit news. Typically, lawmakers host an immediate round of hearings on the budget, but those will have to wait until Congress returns from a week-long recess. In more national news, officials say shooter said he hated work years before killing 9. A Biden administration official says a man accused of killing 9 people at a California rail yard spoke of hating his workplace while he was detained by U.S. Customs officers after a 2016 trip to the Philippines. The official says a Department of Homeland Security memo detailed the statements by the shooter. The official saw the memo and detailed its contents to the Associated Press, but was not authorized to speak publicly about an ongoing investigation. The memo was first reported by the Wall Street Journal. Conversations Daily News has made the decision not to name the shooter. The shooter had a memo book that had notes on how he hated the Santa Clara Valley Transportation Authority. The memo also said he had books on terrorism, but when he was asked whether he had issues with people at work, he said no. In more national news, murder charges filed against officers in man's death. The Washington State Attorney General on Thursday charged 2 Tacoma police officers with murder and 1 with manslaughter in the death of Manuel Ellis, a man who died after repeatedly telling them he couldn't breathe as he was being restrained. Attorney General Bob Ferguson filed charges of second-degree murder against the 2 officers and first-degree manslaughter against the third. Witnesses reported seeing the officers attack Ellis without provocation, according to a probable cause statement filed in Pierce County Superior Court. One officer is accused of putting pressure on Ellis's back as he said he couldn't breathe. Ellis, 33, died on March 3, 2020, tasered, handcuffed, and hogtied with his face covered by a spit hood just weeks before George Floyd's death under the knee of a Minneapolis police officer triggered a nationwide reckoning on race and policing. And finally, in entertainment news, Megan Thee Stallion, DaBaby top BET Award nominations. Megan Thee Stallion and DaBaby of the Prom Queen and King of the 2021 BET Awards, according to the Associated Press. The chart-topping rappers each scored 7 nominations at the show, airing live on June 27th from the Microsoft Theater in Los Angeles. Megan Thee Stallion, who won 3 Grammys this year, is up for Best Female Hip-Hop Artist, Album of the Year, and Video of the Year. DaBaby has 4 songs competing for Best Collaboration. He's also nominated for Best Male Hip-Hop Artist, the Viewer's Choice Award, and Album of the Year for Blame It on Baby. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's on time for the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich. Mary Ellen, take it away.
Hi, this is Mary Ellen with your Truth of the Day. Follow the guidance of your own heart. Make a good impression by simply being yourself. Life is always comfortable when you choose individuals whose values are similar to your own. Be charming to all people when you come into contact with them. Be kind as you expand your horizons. It is easy to get caught up in the whims of a crowd. Your best self is always shown when you follow the guidance of your own heart. Be dedicated to your convictions and show others it is your sincere intention to live in accordance with your deepest values. The qualities you project will appeal to others, provided you make an effort that you are being your own true self. Today, simply be yourself as you enjoy the day.
Actor Michael Jai White is featured in today's Entertainment Spotlight, right here on Conversations Daily News. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with the Entertainment Spotlight. Actor Michael Jai White joined me on Conversations Live this year to talk about the career he's been able to have, the roles he's been able to play, and the impact he's been able to have on his fans. Here's a bit of our conversation.
But you've been in this unique position, Michael, of being able to do what you love, not only in front of the camera, but also in martial arts. What has that been like for you, Michael, to take your passions and to be able to share them with all of us?
Well, I mean, I'm blessed behind it because, I get a chance to do what's in my heart. And so, but I felt blessed early on because there was a time where I learned that I was following my dream. And once I learned that piece of information, I felt like, okay, I've already won. Everything else to me is just, it's gravy, So that's my attitude going forward. And no matter what, I'm going to continue to try to just do my best.
You've been able to reach people who enjoy, the dramas, enjoy the comedies, enjoy the action. How does that feel to have this cross-section of support from so many different arenas you've been a part of?
It feels great. I guess I keep moving forward, and I don't really reflect too much on it. I know it's a good thing.
Gotcha.
But I so much that I want to accomplish that I'm not very reflective a lot of the time.
Talk to us about that project and what it's been like for you to see the way that, especially during the pandemic, people have been responding to it.
Well, I'm finally getting the chance to play characters that are closer to myself. I understand I have to pay the dues and, play characters that sometimes, paint you a certain way. There were people that used to be just frightened of me because I played a lot of these rough characters, and friends of friends would say, "Oh, I saw Mike, but I didn't want to go up to him because, I'm kind of scared." I'm like, "No." And my friends are like, "No, he's a nice guy."
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning in to this edition of Conversations Daily News. We'll be back with you guys on Monday as we begin a new week and say goodbye to May. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today. Let's make today amazing. Take care.